Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Hey guys, okay, let's learn about how to make haggis. I did the how to make sausage one, that was interesting. But I knew more about sausage than I do more about haggis. I know, isn't it sheep's bladder or sheep's stomach stuffed with, well, I'm about to find out. My name's Connor if you're new. Original link to the video, top of the description. Right below that, link to the Discord. Love to have you. I just want to say before I start, I said this a few videos ago, that I can't believe how nice, and nice can seem like a throwaway term, but I really do mean not just how nice all of you guys have been. I can't tell you how many people have like DM'd me saying like if I ever need a place to stay in the UK, I can go there and just give me great comments and help me understand the stuff I don't know. There's sometimes when I say idiot statements, you'll correct me, and just thank you guys. My expectations putting my face and my ideas or my voice on the internet was pretty daunting at first, but I figured I'm gonna be either accepted or not accepted, and you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. So yeah, I just want to say that. Food Insider, I'll preemptive like it. Interested in learning how it's made. Let's go. I'd try it.
We're in Edinburgh, Scotland, and we're about to visit McJibbin, a third-generation family-run haggis producer. What we're about to see is a traditional haggis, which is encased in an animal tripe and stuffed with meat, spices, salt, and a few more ingredients. So let's go and find out which ones.
I've always been curious about haggis, and finally I get the chance to travel to Scotland to find out how it's made and why it matters so much to Scots. Leading me in this journey is James McJibbin, who has turned his grandfather's butcher shop in Edinburgh into one of the most successful haggis companies in the UK.
Being a boy in a family business, I never get tired of eating haggis. From when I was old enough to understand what my dad did to, 40 plus years later, I love haggis. I love haggis.
There is no steadfast rule as to what specific animal has to go into haggis. At McJibbin, the base is lamb lungs and beef fat.
Sorry.
Haggis. At McJibbin, the base is lamb lungs and beef fat.
Lamb lungs.
I'm the third generation managing director of McJibbin's. We're still using that same recipe that we started with in 1953. You can have a pork haggis, you can have lamb and beef, you could have a lamb, beef and pork. There's some people make venison haggis. We've made venison haggis in the past. But as long as this business has been making haggis, we have always made lamb and beef recipe.
Looks almost like tuna.
How many lungs are there in?
Oh, hundreds. They've all been, it's a big block of meat that we guillotine, but there's hundreds.
Okay. And how many haggis are these going to make?
By the time Connor's lifted everything for this batch, it will make
Did you say Connor?
2,000 puddings or 4,000 portions.
Each pudding is meant to serve 2 to 3 people, so that is about 2 portions per pudding.
It looks like marble.
Yeah, it's like
It looks like the Tuscan marble.
travertine, pink travertine.
Yeah.
Some manufacturers mince a lot of their meat raw and then they cook it in the casing. We don't do it like that.
Okay.
We cook our lungs. Others, some don't.
Oh.
So cooking
I
it
don't
makes
really think
our
of
haggis
a
light
lung
and fluffy. So we
Smells like liver.
as having a lot of meat,
it will smell like it. It doesn't taste like it.
And lungs, they are safe to eat, I guess. But
Yeah.
why is it that they're banned in some countries?
According to Canada and America, they think that you're going to contract tuberculosis. Pretty much every butcher in Scotland will make haggis. We eat a huge amount of haggis in Scotland.
Outbreaks in Scotland, or
Everybody's okay.
well, what's the deal with that?
It's really well cooked.
America.
So we cook the lungs. They then once they've been mixed with all the other ingredients, it goes into the casing. It gets cooked again, and then for the consumer to eat it, it gets cooked again. It's very safe.
What James is referring to is a 1971 US ban on imported animal lungs that is still in place today. But while haggis cannot be imported from Scotland, there are still some local producers feeding those hungry for haggis across the pond. Lungs are cooked for about 2 hours before being mixed with onions and salt.
Wouldn't want to fall in there.
Meanwhile, in this other room, spices and oatmeal are measured to then be blended together with gravy and the minced meat. They wouldn't share the full list of spices, but from what we can tell,
They'd have
there
to
may
kill
be
you.
nutmeg, mace, and coriander.
It's really very simple.
Yeah, it is actually. It's just a lot of ingredients.
A lot of ingredients. It's
together,
just like
so-
making a hot sausage or a, salami.
But you will never like just miss out on any of these ingredients.
Oh, if you,
know,
yeah, no, you wouldn't.
If you make haggis without like spices, then
It would,
nah.
You need haggis needs spice.
Now it's time to encase the haggis. This is done with beef intestine.
So this is intestine you use.
Yeah, this is beef intestine. This is what we call a large bung or the large intestine. There's this end here is the equivalent of your appendix.
Okay.
So it's that part of the gut. And then along here there's a small hole.
Where is that?
There it's there.
Oh,
And
you
that's
got-
where the large intestine joins the small intestine.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
All these casings you would see being used for mortadella, which is what this casing's for, or salami or chorizo. The small intestine is typically used for salamis for a narrower caliber,
Yeah.
but for haggis, that's the casing that we use.
Haggis is quite wide. So you
Haggis
need
is
a
very
wide
wide.
one. Okay.
These are 454 gram haggis today, but we do make haggis that are 2.3 kilos, so they feed 10 people, and they're very wide and very long.
It's like
And
6
is there a
pounds.
difference in taste as well? You know, at the end when
Yes, very good question. Yeah, like real cheese, mature cheese, there is a flavour that comes off the casing that gives it a more traditional flavour.
Okay.
It's a more mature flavour.
The freshly
Can't
made
sit
puddings
still.
are punched to let out the air as they cook. They will stay in the oven for about an hour and cook at 100 degrees Celsius.
Oh, wow. Look at there's some yellow water coming out. Is this for the spices?
Oh no, that's the fat.
Oh, okay. So it's not water.
No.
No.
Well, some of it's water and some of it's fat.
Okay. Wow.
Because the casing's porous, it's just some of the fat, the moisture within the haggis seeping through. So
Yeah, of course there is.
Just wanted to see if the construction sounds would register. I feel like that would be good for gravy if you saved some of that
the moisture
fat
within
water.
the haggis seeping through. So
Yeah, of course there is fat. You know, you should save it. You should make it like foie gras or something.
Yeah, exactly, like a gravy.
all the flavors have been bound together through the cooking process. So you've got the lamb meat, the beef meat, the oatmeal, the seasoning, the spices, the salt, and then once it's now been filled into the casing's now
Look at
shrunk
that.
through the cooking process.
It has shrunk
That looks beautiful.
so much. They just
Yeah.
come back like half the size.
That's what happens
The
to
haggis
my...
need about 4 hours to cool down
Bad joke.
before going to get vacuum packed.
But these are not ready to be eaten yet because they need to be eaten up again after they're in the bags.
That's what the consumer would do.
All right.
But in the old days, when we used to run the butcher shop, back when my grandfather was running the business, if there was ever a burst haggis, the guys would take it away and eat it because it's
Okay.
right now the haggis at this stage is so tasty.
Is it?
Oh, it's
Oh.
fresh and succulent and juicy.
Oh no! So we're losing out so much just by cooking it afterwards.
No, you have it the same thing again when you heat it. But right now, there's nothing beats the taste of fresh haggis. And the recipe has only changed once in 67 years. We changed the blend of oatmeal. My father received a letter from a very well-renowned food critic called Derek Cooper, and he said, "John, I think your haggis is fantastic, but I think you could improve it. You might want to consider changing the blend of oatmeal." And Dad did. Sent a haggis back to Derek, and Derek replied, going, "Perfection." And we've never changed it since. Haggis isn't Scottish. Haggis, in one way or another, exists in every culture around the world. So a salami is a bit like a haggis.
Right, it really is it's like a
morcilla
sausage.
is a bit like a haggis. Feijoada in a stew in Brazil is a bit like a haggis. A haggis is a dish made with the bits and pieces that aren't whole muscle meat. So it's the original boil in the bag, you know, because you're just using all these bits and pieces, and you make something that's very tasty and very affordable.
James isn't kidding about it being in almost every culture. In Czech cuisine they have vitrenice, in Romanian cuisine they have toba, andouillette in France. They're all made from bits and pieces of animal meat and encased to boil. Not only they are tasty, but they're also an economical way to use as much of the animal as possible. Despite this style of cooking being everywhere, Scots have a unique passion for haggis. There is even one night a year devoted to haggis, which acts as a sort of
National
unofficial
pride.
national holiday. It's called Burns Night and is named after Robert Burns,
Whoa.
Scotland's national poet. A Burns supper traditionally kicks off with an address to the haggis. To show you how seriously they take it, I'm going to play James reciting the entire poem, while I also show you a collection of people across Scotland acting it out. Okay, take it away, James.
So, To a Haggis by Robert Burns. Fair fa your honest sonsy face, great chieftain a' the puddin' race, aboon them all ye tak your place.
Ten stripe or thern, weel are ye worthy o' a grace as lang's my earn.
The growing pressure, there ye fall.
Your hardies, like a distant hill.
Your pin would help to mend a mill in time o' need.
And through your pores the dews distill.
Like amber beat.
His knife, see rustic labour dicht,
And cut ye up with ready slight.
Drenching your gushing entrails, brickly ony ditch.
and then, oh, what a glorious sight, warm, reeking, rich. Then horn for horn,
They stretch and strive.
you'll tack the hindmost on they drive, till a' their wheels
Swalled kites belive are bent.
Like drums, and all day man is like to rive.
We thank it hums.
Is there the hour his French a ragout?
Arolio, twould staw a sou.
or fricassee would mak a spew.
We perfect skinner.
Looks down with sneering scorn for you.
On sick a dinner. Poor deal, see him o' his trash.
As feckless as a withered rash.
His spindle shanked gid whiplash.
His knee and net through bloody Flanders fields to dash.
Oh, how unfit. But Mark the rustic, haggis fed.
The trembling earth resounds his tread.
Clapping his wally neva blade, he'll mak it whistle, and leagues the names and heeds'll sned like taps o' thistle.
Ye poors,
Whack mak mankind your care, and dish them out their billow fare.
all Scotland wants nae skinking ware.
The jops and luggies.
But if you wish her grateful prayer, gie her a haggis.
Oh, wow, it's very soft.
Clearly, it's more than a dish. It is a symbol of Scotland, a slice, not a slice, a piece of Scotland. And to be honest, I've never eaten it, nor have I even smelt it. But it just has this reputation of like, oh, what's a really nasty food to try and eat, and hard to put down. And oh, haggis, you think of haggis. It just seems like a nice sausage, and I don't know what lung would taste like, but it's in a casing that you would find in a lot of sausages. There was oatmeal. There was some other type of grain, right? Some ground beef was in it, right? Onions, some spices. look, I've never had it in front of me, so I can't give it my honest opinion, but it seems to be a really point of national pride as well as a dish. Awesome. I love learning about this stuff. And you guys help me down in the comments. I've been watching a few of these Food Insider, Business Insider videos. They're really good. Alrighty. I'm going to watch another one. I just haven't picked which food yet. Something from Ireland, maybe, French. See you guys next time. Hope you're all doing well. If not, keep your chin up. You'll be good soon. Don't worry. See you next time.